Today I'm pretty much just catching up on some client fulfillment stuff that I wanted to do last week but didn't get around to. And other than that, the new Mint House website, which has been in the works for longer than planned, but I think is also coming out better than it initially looked like. I'm very excited for it. Was it potentially the most effective use of my time or our resources as a company? I mean, I started the whole thing because I wanted to kind of clean up our look digitally, and this is a big thing, like social media, all the stuff which I want to be pushing out in September. But like, could I have settled? Yes, but at the same time, I think it's that attention to detail and wanting to make things the very best, which also, like, I think in when you look at things from a greater kind of bigger picture perspective, I think those little details do go a long way. And so this is one of the things I tell people to focus on. It's like your website, the way you present yourself, you can get a long way without an amazing website, but at the same time, it is a first impression. And so you have to like walk this tightrope of like, don't over-index on useless things that you think will help you, which won't. So for example, I know that I was guilty of this for a long time. Now we would focus on branding and logos and whatever. And it's like, when you don't even have a product or service, you don't have a client, there's no branding is going to fix that. And so, yeah, I'm slowly inverting that and spending less time on that kind of stuff. But yeah, anyway, I'm excited about this website. I want to launch it, ideally today, but I'm taking a good amount of time off today and tomorrow as well. This weekend, because I'm resting because I'm going really hard in September in London. Also just became a part of another private members club in London, which is great. And this club has a couple houses in some other cities as well, which is really nice. And yeah, I'm gonna go and have a meeting there on Thursday with a guy who I'm looking forward to chat with. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I just need to push out the new website and then making a marketing plan and an events plan, also planning out travels for the next 9 months. So settling flights and stuff, because you can save a lot of money by planning stuff out in advance, and I'm starting to feel like that is going to be a really, really nice way to organize my life. Yeah, that was actually inspired by Ben Francis. I absolutely love the guy. Ben Francis, to me, like, I think he's incredibly smart, but it's funny. I think he's really not good at content. He does post stuff and he has a few 100,000 subscribers, but it's like, this guy's a billionaire. Look at, it's funny because you see Alex Hormozy, who makes 200-300 million in this range, and he's blown up, right, as the kind of business guy, whatever. You look at Ben Francis, the man runs a company doing £500 million a year or more, right? I think it's 500 million pounds, which in dollars, whatever, close to $1 billion in revenue. And one of the largest, like, fastest growing companies in the UK, one of the largest clothing apparel company, blah, 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 brand. Fucking huge. And he's a billionaire. He's like net worth kind of greater. But you look at his content and it's shit. But if you actually study the guy, I think he's really cool and he's really interesting, and like, he fired himself and put himself in different roles to learn. I think that's something that takes a lot of humility and like just level-headed thinking to do. Anyway, but I saw in some interview or video with him that he plans out travels 9 months in advance, and obviously, like, it's kind of obvious, but he books the business class tickets and they're literally like half the price when you book that much in advance, half or even a quarter. Like, it can be ridiculously cheap. And so, yeah, I've been living out of a suitcase for the past 2 years, and I still very much sometimes do that. And as you can probably like tell by I keep the countries on these videos because for me, I find it interesting, because when I go back and watch these things, like in 5-10 years, it's going to be fun to look back and be like, oh, I remember when I was filming these in Italy and Bali and whatever. And I think that's really fun, but I want to plan things a little better because I am tired of living in these last minute plans. They're expensive, they're stressful, generally like a lot worse. I think you can plan for 9 months and still live with some spontaneity, and I think that is a balance that I want to have a little more of. Anyway, that's a collection of random little thoughts that I'm having at the minute, in no particular order. and honestly, probably of not very much importance either. But yeah, this is this Saturday.